Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to the Village Hidden within the Skreets. We are the Black Flames. My name is Bam.
I am Dr. Griffs. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Yo, how's everything going with
You know, life is good. Life is good. I can't complain. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm a little excited.
Oh, okay. What you excited about?
So you know Black Friday is coming up.
Okay.
PS5 might be on sale.
Yeah, the PS5. Yo, bro, I've been out here searching, bro. I've been searching casually though, not aggressively. I'm not trying to compete against these scalpers out here, but I've been casually, like, every time I pass by GameStop, walk in there, ask them they got anything in stock. Anytime I pass by Best Buy, Target, you know what I mean, ask them they have anything in stock.
Yeah.
Yo, there's this one time I walked into a Target and I was like, you know, kind of smooth talking to one of the people there, and they're like, yo, bro, I'm not supposed to tell you this, but we actually have some PS5s in stock. And I was like, oh wait, say less. Hold up, bro. Hold on. Yo, he's like, yo, bro, but we can't sell it to you. And I was like, why can't you sell the PS5s to me? He's like, so what happened is we got these PS5s sometime ago, like when they first came out.
Okay.
Right? But they were pre-ordered. They were pre-ordered by other people, right? So these are PS5s that just been sitting there, but they're already in the name for someone else, already fully paid for it.
Oh.
But they haven't come by to pick it up. And I'm like, well, how long have they been sitting there fully paid for? He's like, months. I'm like, so why would someone fully pay for something and not come and pick it up?
Yeah.
He's like, yo, bro, I don't know, but it's irritating me because I want a PS5, and you know how painful it is every time I walk into the back and I just see it sitting there gathering dust.
That's crazy. That's a flex.
Yo,
that's a flex.
Nah, bro.
That's a flex.
Yo, similar situation I had with a conversation with a guy from Best Buy. He was like, yeah, man, you know how painful it is every time I want a PS5. Like every time, like I'm literally working at Best Buy. I literally work here. I see when it comes in, but every time I'm like about to place, because we go to place our orders online, even for the employees. So it's like every time I see it coming in, I place my order online because I literally see it coming off the truck, and it's gone. It's gone.
He lives in a hell. He lives in a hell.
He's like, I have to hand people PS5s. I have to hand them.
He's been reincarnated into a life that just, it's bad. It's bad.
Yeah, but in terms of consoles, things have kind of been slow in terms of, like, this season, like this holiday season. Is there any games or stuff that you're looking forward to? Because for me personally, I don't see anything that's like pulling me.
I think I was looking forward to the Grand Theft Auto, like San Andreas remaster, but they didn't really do much to it. Off of, like, they just kind of improved the graphics of it. Like, I thought it'd be like, you know what they did with Resident Evil?
Yeah.
It'll be something like that, but they kind of just polished it up.
Oh, okay.
Really with what they did there, to be honest with you. Games this year, I mean, the year is wrapping up, so there's not too many games I'm looking forward to this year.
Yeah.
I still don't have PS5. I have a PS4. It's collecting dust, but, you know, I think I'm definitely looking forward to the Spider-Man. God of War.
Okay.
Wolverine. And let's have Infamous down the pipeline. I look for Infamous as well. And Uncharted. Not Uncharted. Whoa. The Last of Us.
Oh, okay. About to say.
If they made The Last of Us 3, I'm looking forward to that as well.
Oh wait, did they announce that they're working on The Last of Us 3?
They have a nice open ending for Last of Us 2. You know what I'm saying? They can pivot and go anywhere. Yeah. And the way how much, like, Last of Us 2 like broke all the sales and everything, they gotta have Last of Us 3. They have to. Yeah,
and Naughty Dog does have a track record of trilogies: Jak and Daxter, Crash Bandicoot, Uncharted. But I guess they had Uncharted 4, but I don't think that was intended. They probably was like, yo, this is making too much money for us to not have an Uncharted 4, yo. Yeah, so Last of Us, it makes sense for them to have Last of Us 3. Yo, bro, there's a lot of, like, in gaming, to me right now, gaming has been a little bit slow. Like I'm thinking of picking up a game for my Switch that I haven't played in like months because it just looks interesting. Shinra Tensei 5. Shinra Tensei. But I forget how it's
Tensei. I was like pain.
Yeah, no, like every time I read the title of that, I think of Shinra Tensei, but Shinra Tensei 5 is kind of like it was it's the original series that started off Persona. I don't know if you heard of Persona and Persona 5 like that. So
yeah, it is.
So I'm thinking of picking it up because the gameplay does look good, but it looks like it's a whole 60 to 100 hours to beat that game. So I'm not sure if I'm able to invest that much time with it.
Yeah.
But outside of gaming, there's this. I don't know if you heard with what's going on with like Facebook right now. So Facebook has recently rebranded themselves, or calling themselves now Meta, right? And so Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, Oculus are now under the umbrella term of Meta, right? And so what Meta is trying to do right now is they're trying to create the infrastructure for the MetaVerse. So the MetaVerse, to try to simplify as much as possible, the MetaVerse is basically the evolved form of what the internet is supposed to be. So if you think about a movie like Ready Player One, or if you think about something like Sword Art Online, it's kind of like the idea in the future, humans are not going to be walking around with discs or laptops or tablets. They're going to be walking around with tech in their glasses that they can just put on, and they can augment the world. They're going to be looking at things like how Tony Stark looks at holograms, right? So like you'll have like holographic projections pop up everywhere. Like advertisements on buildings will be in holograms. So it's like you put on these glasses and you just see kind of like a world on top of the world in terms of colors and holograms and things like that. And then you have virtual reality setups where people just put on the VR headset and they're into these virtual different worlds that people will create. And it's not just, of course, the gaming application of that is very obvious, right? Sword Art Online, dive into different MMOs, RPGs, but it's also the idea of like, will you need an office to go into work? Right? It's like you can, if you want to do a meeting where you see everyone in person, you just put on the headset and you're in a whole office building working online, working with people. The idea of like hanging out with friends. Are you going to hang out with friends in your neighborhood, or are you going to hang out with friends in this virtual world? Like, say for example, you want to generate the Amazon, or if you want to generate like in space or something like that, do you want to hang out there instead? So basically, it's like the MetaVerse is the idea of like the virtual world fully realized and encompassing all five senses. Because right now, the virtual world only encompasses sight and hearing. Right? The MetaVerse is like, nah, we're going to encompass all of it. So touch. So right now they're working on improving the sight capacity by using the VR headsets. Hearing, like you have the headphones on, right? And then they're working on haptic suits. So like suits where you can like literally, if someone touches you in the game, you literally feel that touch. And you can see the applications of that, right? I
want the Black Mirror.
No, like if you saw the Meta presentation event that that Mark Zuckerberg did, it literally feels like the beginning of a Black Mirror episode.
Yeah. There's a couple things that came to my mind. What happens to influencers? You know what I'm saying? Like the Instagram people who got the blue stars or anything like that.
Yeah.
Will that still be as prevalent in this VR reality? Like, if you're having these like augmented suits and everything, will seeing someone's life or fake life or real life that they put on Instagram, is that as impressive if you could actually just VR
live it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I thought about that, and I also thought about like the implications for like a household. So say you're married, you get into a fight with your wife, verbal like argument or like that. You're like, you know what? I'll put my headset on.
Gone. You're gone. Yeah.
I feel like if you lack communication skills, like that's an easy way to just really
escape,
shut down. Like people are on their phones all the time nowadays. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Imagine people with a VR headset. He's like, "Hey, son, come to dinner," and they're like, "No, mom, I'm playing basketball in
Sweden."
Like you're like, "No, bring yourself down to dinner. You need to eat some real food." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If they figure out how to get nutrients in the metaverse, it's over. It's over.
Yeah, if they could trick the taste senses, it might be a wrap. Because I watched quite a bit of videos talk about like the implications of the metaverse, right? And one of the concepts they talk about is the idea of self, right? So if you think about yourself, if you think about what things you connect with who you are, right? In terms of like just a visual aspect of things, right? Right now you can download VR chat onto, a virtual reality headset, and you can, select an avatar, right? You could select an avatar, you could customize and make your own avatar. You could decide if it's like big, skinny, brolic, fat, short, whatever, different color, skin, whatever you want it to look like, it will look like that. And when you enter into the chat rooms, other people will see you as an avatar, right? So, but of course, there's always going to be that separation between you and the avatar, because, again, it's like you still have real life. The headset only affects the eyes and the ears, and we're just now getting to the rudimentary structure of haptic suits, where people have these suits on where you could feel these vibrations when people make contact with you in the game, right? But what happens when we get to a point of the metaverse where all technology is integrated to such a degree where all five senses are connected, right? So if everybody, like just like how if you were to bet, if someone were like, "Hey, what's the chances that random person on the street has a smartphone?" Right? The chances are probably like 95%, right? You're probably going to bet like really highly, like that person got a smartphone, that person got a smartphone, that person got a smartphone. When the capabilities of virtual reality reach a point where everybody has access to it, and the world of virtual reality becomes more and more ingrained in how we see the world and how we interact with things, and more people choose to live most of their life in virtual reality, then your sense of self may shift more towards the avatar than actually your physical form, right? Because most of society is going to be shifted more towards that. People are going to spend most of their time on that. And if people are spending most of their time on that, then the version of what people are seeing of you is going to be the avatar you portray.
I mean, that's kind of what I meant. What's going to happen to the Instagram people? Because like we kind of see that on a lower level already. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like the way Dr. Griffs, how he, me, I portray ourselves online.
Yes, for sure.
Like when the cameras are off, but imagine actually, like, you know what I'm saying, a whole virtual version of you to the whatever degree you think is the best way to represent yourself. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like catfish. Imagine the levels of catfishing out here.
Oh yeah.
So I was thinking about like kind of like a Black Mirror episode. I think it's called San Bernardino. When there was like some lady got into a car accident when she was like a kid, and then she was they uploaded her mind into this server, and she was living like she was 20, and she was able to walk around and move and everything like that. So I feel like there's positive.
Oh, I remember that episode. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's positive implications, but keep in mind, Black Mirror was like a 5 season show, and there's only like one episode that had like maybe like 2 or 3 episodes that had like a positive.
Black Mirror definitely has a track record of moving more to the dystopian futures instead of this technology is good for you, is good for stuff. Yeah.
For the meta, I look forward to seeing more about it. But I feel like that's a bit further out.
Oh yes, for sure. Like
other things,
like the kind of the super villain-esque aspect of it is like the idea of the metaverse is like, it's kind of like a world on top of the world, right?
Yeah.
And for a company to be like, hey, we're Meta, it's kind of like the internet. The reason why the internet is so cool is because no one company has control over the internet. But the idea of Meta, you know, if you look at the presentations, it's like they want to create the infrastructure of this new, more advanced, more data-driven, more able to track your movements and emotions and feelings and every aspect of your life world. They want to be like, we want to create the foundation and everyone else builds off of us. So that's a scary place to be, where it's like, you know what? We don't like you. You know, it's like they can literally Thanos your whole avatar existence placement online just like that, because they control the infrastructure of it. Not saying that's what they would do, not saying that's their intention, but definitely if they build it right, the capacity is definitely going to be there for them if they are the infrastructure of like what basically the new internet will be.
I'm sorry. I was thinking about like cyberbullying, right?
Yeah.
Imagine you get a VR headset with the haptic feedback and you get jumped. Can you imagine that? Like, yo, how the perfect is that? I'm sorry, like, I'm thinking like, I'm talking about the YouTube comment section, and like, if you had the VR and you're seeing all this, but you got haptic feedback, man, that's crazy.
That's crazy. It definitely, because the thing is like, no matter how good or cool a technology is, you can't compensate for human nature. Like humans are going to find ways to make something work based on their intentions.
Fair. That's a good way to put it. There's some closer technology that I'm a bit excited about. Do you keep up with cars?
Cars, a little bit, yeah, with like Tesla mainly, but yeah.
Yeah, I've been seeing some more and more of these like electric cars and everything like that. I think MKBHD put out a video recently with the Rivian. It was like a Hummer type SUV. I got a permit, y'all. I'm not like a
yeah.
That car, it had a stove in it.
A stove?
Or it could have a stove in the car.
How big is this car, yo? Like,
it was like the size of a regular SUV, and it just like ran on electricity. There was like, it's crazy. I think about like how we went from when I was a kid. I had a PlayStation 1 in my house, right?
Yeah.
Presumably in the future, I'll eventually have a PS5.
Presumably.
Graphics change from the PS1 to PS5 in my lifetime.
Oh yeah. Drastic.
People who are older than me went from Pong to the PS5. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Someone was mentioning that, saying like, yo, it really blows his mind that like when he started gaming, it was Pong. And now we have ray tracing and like, you know, like we have all these extra polygons and, you know, these frame rates like 120 hertz, you know, it's just insane what we got now.
But I imagine in 20 years time, like these self-driving electric cars are really going to be something like, I feel like it'd be, if you don't have an electric car like 20, 25 years, like, yo, why are you endangering us? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I don't even know if it's like yeah, definitely it's going to come to a point of endangering, because it's like, yo, wait, you're still manually driving?
What if you're sick? What if you sneeze?
Yeah. Like, you know, all these cars communicate with each other. Like, you're literally just pulling yourself out of the communication network, endangering everybody. Like, what are you doing? Yeah. For me, I look forward to self-driving cars, because I'm like, hey, the idea that I can go somewhere, my car can drive back home, plug itself back into charge, and then I could just like, yo, Jarvis, come through real quick in the 45 minutes. All right, no problem, sir. Shh. And then drives and picks me up there. I don't have to look for parking. It just drives itself back. That's lit.
So I have like Google Homes in my apartment.
Mm-hmm.
And like at first, like, yo, the government might always be listening to me. Like this. But I'm like, wait, I don't really know that.
Yeah.
I don't really got much time.
Yeah.
Like convenience of this being saying,
yeah.
Hey Bing, play Despacito. You know what I'm saying? The convenience of being able to play some music when my hands are occupied, or I don't have my phone with me, or hey Bing, play the news. You know what I'm saying? Like, it made my life such convenient. Turn off the lights, have smart lights and everything like that. This technology is dope.
Yeah. There was this quote that said, if you're not paying for the product, you are the product. And you see that when we log into these social media platforms. It's like, no, these companies make money off of by selling our attention to bigger companies, right? That's how they make their money. And at first, it feels like, I don't like the fact that someone's making money off of me like this. It's like, but I really started thinking a little bit about like, how much is it really negatively affecting me that these companies have, this data on me? You know what I mean? Especially if I'm not a criminal, especially if I know I'm not doing anything illegal or anything wrong. Like, how much is it really negatively affecting me that Facebook knows so much about me? Oh, they just send me ads. They send me ads to things that I most likely would have looked up and bought myself. Now, of course, there's always a potential that we might get to that dystopian future where these companies are using this information to control people. Then, yeah, that might get a little bit crazy. But at least for right now, there's not much negative implications of being a product for these companies. I don't know. What's your thoughts about that?
Yeah, the way I try to use my social media accounts now, for the most part, is promotion of, this channel, or whatever I'm doing. So I don't really, I do find myself, I'm not impervious to the endless scroll.
Yeah. That's the reason.
What happened?
No, I was saying that's the only reason why Instagram's not on my phone all the time, because it's just their algorithm is just too good. It's just too good. Like, it makes me just infinitely scrolling. I don't know what it's about it. Like, I was literally looking at this and I was scrolling and I'm like, okay, let me break down why am I scrolling? And I just couldn't figure out why I kept scrolling. I knew it was like the idea of like, maybe I want to look for more and see more. But it's like, isn't there a certain point where I just don't want to see more? But I don't know. Yeah. But yeah, sorry to interject there.
Good. Like I said, I'm not impervious to the infinite scroll, and I think I'm gaming the system by not using Instagram, but I found myself on YouTube. Infinite scroll there. You know what I'm saying? To my mental defense, I feel like the YouTube videos I'm watching, I'm gaining some type of knowledge. There might be some
knowledge.
Knowledge, this could be a strong word. It could be a Reddit thing, or it could be like a DW documentary. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, like YouTube feels a lot more like ingrained with the things I'm personally interested in. Well, I feel like Instagram, I don't search out things I'm personally interested in. Most of the things on Instagram, I'm just like kind of seeing if my friend posted anything. It's like more on my friendship. So like, I feel like the search algorithm for Instagram is, to me, it feels a lot more aggressive in comparison to like YouTube's algorithm. Yeah, at least that's how it feels like. It feels more aggressive.
I feel like it's easier to like just get trapped in an Instagram video. You know what I'm saying? Or to seize an Instagram video. Because it might be like a funny post. Haha, that's a funny meme. You scroll up, there might be an attractive person to look at. Oh, you double tap or double tap. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then it's like back and forth. They might have a serious concept. It's like, okay, I feel like the way they have the formula, you're gonna get trapped.
Yeah, and that's what they want. They want you to get trapped. They definitely won't advertise and say we're trying to get you trapped, but definitely they want that engagement. They want that engagement to near addiction levels, as close as addiction it can possibly. They want that.
And imagine that being on a VR headset in the middle. Like that's kind of scary. The implications of that is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Like at what age do you allow people to join this? We're kind of grown adults. We're kind of adults.
Yeah.
Like, imagine if your kindergarten kid is trying to have an Instagram account. Like, yo, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Or you're trying to join the meta haptic feedback too.
Yeah, because honestly, we're kind of part of the last generation. We're part of the last generation of people that'll be born before, like, get into technology before adolescence or after adolescence. You know, I feel like I only started, like, for me, I was kind of slow on it, but I only started getting into, like, social media when I was, like, 14, 16. So I feel like it still impacts your development, but a lot of the big bulk of your development happens, you know, by the time you hit 12, and then you just keep going. But now we're getting to a generation where kids are, like, being born into it. Like, their world is going to be, they won't know what life looks like without technology. They won't know what life looks like. Like, if you show a kid now a Game Boy Advance, they're going to be like, ugh. They're going to be like, yo, why is there buttons on this? Like, you know, like, what? Like, the graphics, ugh. You know? So, it's going to be interesting to see, like, how humans live and exist with this much more intimate connection with technology. Yeah.
I question, like, the ability for people. So I was talking about the concept with my girlfriend about like research papers, right?
Mm-hmm.
How there's these, like, thesis long, multiple pages worth of documents. And I'm like, this is a TikTok generation where people are used to quick synopsis, 5-10 second, snap of information. Can you expect these people to read something like this? If you expect these people to read something like this, is this the best way for this information to be
relayed? Yeah.
To people. And just also, like, what will conversations be like? If I'm so used to being on my phone all day, will I be able to talk to people? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's kind of, it's because you think about back in the past, like, how we were limited based on the technology at the time to communicate, right? Before I would deduce that people had to be a lot better at in-person communication before we figured out how to create written language on paper, right? I think it's like they're probably the ability to gather your thoughts quickly and fast, and communication probably was a lot better than it is now. That's just my assumption. But then people were given the option, you know, the smartest people at the time were given the option to be like, yo, let me just write you a letter. Like, let me not even, like, do the 3-day trip to your house over there. Let me just write you this letter, and then get my servant to go run it over and send it to you, right? And so that's just an example. That's just like a potential example of, like, how once we integrated that, is like our need to have these skill sets in communication, we no longer needed it, so we kind of phased it out, right?
There's a whole job of people, like tribal people, might be using the wrong word, who job is just to speak the history, to speak, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sit around the campfire, this is what happened, da da da. When you can write things down, I mean, like, hey,
you don't need that job. Yeah.
Grandpa, you know, you thought that one was, you know, something completely different. So I don't know if you remember everything perfectly, but he wrote it down and dated the date that he wrote it down. So I think this might be the more accurate representation of what happened.
Yeah, true. It's like, why do you need a storyteller when the storyteller is going to, like, live past you? Like, why even tell someone else the story you remember when you could just write it down? Yeah, and so we reach a point right now where you know, you don't need like, for example, like, you don't need to have amazing cardio and run for miles to deliver this letter. Just send an email or send a text.
You don't need to be in the office. You can just work from home.
Yo, you don't need, we're going to get to a point where you don't need to dress up, because you could just send your virtual reality avatar to go into the meeting for you.
I mean, you got Instacart now and everything like that, so you don't even need to you don't even need to go outside to get food. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It got crazy. When you do it like that, I don't know.
It does get crazy. It's kind of like, it's kind of like I was having this argument with my algebra teacher, or geometry teacher. No, it definitely was my geometry teacher, right? And we were like, you can't use a calculator all the time. I was like, why not? And she was like, because you may not have access to calculator all the time. It's like, I don't have access to a calculator all the time. You know, it's just like, I was sitting there like, yo, tell me when am I not, like, if we don't have access to a calculator, why am I doing math right now? Like, it seems like there's bigger things in the world. If at any point in time I don't have access to a calculator, there might be something more important than doing geometry right now. But I still had to figure out how to do these calculations without it. But now if you ask me to do those same formulas without a calculator, might be a little tough for me.
Yeah. There was a couple of big points I noticed on, like, I had an advertisement where they're like, yo, don't you get tired of reading stuff? How about there's this website that can just read stuff to you instead of you having to read the paper? The website will just read the words to you, so you don't have to read it. I was like, yo, that with Grammarly, so you don't have to, like, know how to spell correctly. You know what I'm saying? Like, with all the technology, yo, I think there's a Google Answers now, so it just lets you know take a picture of a quadratic formula and it tells you the answer.
Bruh.
25 years from now, it's gonna be a whole different world.
Whole different. And with that, I think we can end the video. Yeah. Anyway, guys, we appreciate you guys watching this video. Let us know what you guys think about the evolution and advancement of technology. Is there any specific tech that maybe is not so dystopian that you're kind of looking forward to? Like, I'm still out here waiting for a PS5. I'm still out here waiting. Like, for one thing, I don't understand why Xbox Series X's are low stock too. I feel like they're just doing that just to be like, yeah, we're low in stock too, just like the PS5. I feel like
people aren't really that hyped about Xbox, to be honest with you. I will say one good thing of technology. I got the recent, like, the Galaxy, well, the earbuds, know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. When I just open it and the phone just says, we're connected. That's so cool. That's so cool to me.
Yeah.
AirPods or earbud, that generation, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah. I feel like one thing to think with technology is technology is designed to make life easier, make life better, but always remember the intentions of humans vary. So some person's version of better might be your version of worse. So that's just something to keep in mind when you're getting into technology, and you know, maybe you might want to read the terms and conditions before you click agree.
Okay.
But yeah, guys, we appreciate you guys watching these videos. Like this video if you liked it, comment if you have any thoughts you want to share with us, and subscribe if you want to see more. So this is Dr. Griffs and Bam signing out.
Peace.